friends. I'm thinking of you all. I miss you. I miss practicing with you in the same space. I miss your energy and your hearts and your faces. I hope you are all well. Thank you so much for joining me for another quarantine yoga video. With cats, mind you. So, we are focusing on the throat today. Throat chakra here in the center. If you can find the edges of your collarbone, pit of the throat, and just place like your 3 fingers of your left hand over that space, and that's where we'll be focusing today. So not quite in the pit of the throat, but just slightly above, so we can feel the vibration of our Ujjayi breath. So you don't have to hold it there right now. But find a comfortable seated position so we can get started, moving the flesh, allowing the sit bones to press down into the mat, just making your yogic seat. Try to let the knees relax down towards the earth. Roll the shoulders back and down a few times. And then drawing the shoulders to rest over the hip girdle. Release the shoulder blades down the back. Rise up a little bit through the heart space, through the crown. And just connect to your breath. So start breathing in and out. If you need to take a couple of those sighs, that's okay. Just let it out. And then start to make your breath a little more intentional, bringing it into the center of the body and expanding in all directions outward as you fill that space. And then exhaling through the nose or mouth, beginning to engage Ujjayi breath, that narrowing of the vocal cords to create that ocean sound or whisper sound. And close your eyes and continue to deepen your breath. Every breath in, a little bit lower, a little deeper into the body, a little more expansive in all directions. So our throat chakra, Vishuddha, our gateway to time and space. Each chakra is referred to as a gateway. Time and space here, its element is ether. So time and space, once it's fully opened, and we can have an unshakable trust in our inner voice. Doesn't that sound magnificent? And an unshakable trust in our inner voice means a deeper understanding of life. So begin to really feel this space in your throat. And then if you want to take those 3 fingers and place them over that throat space, and as you're breathing in, maybe your sense of touch is sensitive enough to feel the breath being drawn in through this space. And when you engage those vocal cords to create that ocean sound, whether you breathe out through your nose or your mouth, hopefully you can feel that vibration under the fingertips. We're actually going to make it a little bit more obvious under the fingers, and we're going to hum as we exhale. So take your slow, deep breath in through your nose. And then as you exhale your Ujjayi breath, just add a little more vibration to your vocal cords with it. got a little percussion going on in the back there. Let's do one more. Release the hand and drop the chin a little bit. And continue to just breathe Ujjayi breath. So we've started to awaken that space. Hopefully it feels different. Hopefully you can start to feel a little bit of awareness and energy there. And let's bring our hands to the heart to endow our practice. Be sure to speak your truth here. As you set your intention or say a prayer or an affirmation, whatever you need in this moment, let it be pure and true. And we'll release the hands, keep the chin where it's at, so not necessarily dropped, but just a little low. And we'll do a few full yogic breath rounds here. So with your exhale, pull the belly button back and empty completely. And then we'll inhale slowly, filling all the way to the base. So fill those sit bones, the low belly, the chest, bring it into the throat. Take the breath all the way into the center of the head and pause, pressing the tip of the tongue in the gums behind the upper two front teeth. And then as you exhale, release the chin down, open your mouth, and just let the breath fall out, so tumbling out. So, and then pull the belly button back to squeeze the breath out before inhaling again. Slow, smooth, and deep breath. Filling the entire body up into the throat and into the center of the head. Pressing the tip of the tongue behind the top two front teeth and holding the breath in. Then release the chin, open the mouth, and let the breath tumble out. Going again, inhale a little deeper this time, maybe into the legs, the belly, the chest, the throat, into the center of the head, maybe even sipping in a little more breath at the top. Pressing the tongue, and maybe perhaps pointing the eyes to the space, the center of the forehead. And breathing, and holding. I'm looking at my naughty cat. Got distracted. Bow the chin, open the mouth, let the breath fall out. We'll go again, another full yogic breath, slowly inhaling through the nose, filling up the legs, the belly, the chest, the throat. Take the breath all the way into the center of the head. Sip in a little more breath. Pause with the breath in, pressing the tip of the tongue, guiding the eyes to the space at the center of the forehead. Bow your chin, open your mouth, let the breath tumble out. We'll go one more round. Are you ready? Empty completely. Slow, full, deep breath in. Breathe into the legs, into the bottom, into the belly, into the chest and arms, the throat. Bring that nice full breath all the way up into the center of the head. Maybe even sip in just a little more breath if you can. Press the tip of the tongue. Guide the eyes to the space in the center of the forehead. And hold. whenever you need to, bow your chin, open your mouth. Let the breath tumble out. Keep the chin guiding down towards the chest. With your next inhale, rock the left ear to the left shoulder and exhale the chin to the chest. Inhale, right ear, right shoulder. Exhale, chest. Inhale to the left. Exhale, chest. Inhale, rock to the right. And exhale, chest. One more on each side. And then inhale, draw the ears over the shoulders. Exhale, turn the chin to the left shoulder. Inhale, gazing center. Exhale, turn right. Inhale, center. Exhale, left. Inhale, center. Exhale, right. Inhale, gaze back to center. Bring the hands to the heart. And we're going to interlace just the last 3 fingers, keeping the index fingers pointed. You can wrap the thumbs if you want, or keep them just together. And next inhale, press the fingertips to the sky. As we exhale, bend the elbows, bow the chin. Inhale, lift the fingers to the sky. Exhale, release the hands down to the earth. So we're not guiding the shoulders in front of the hips. Keep the shoulders over the hips as you slowly lower the index fingers towards the earth. And then we'll inhale, lift them back up again. Exhale, bend the elbows, keeping the biceps close to the ears. Inhale, lift. Exhale, release out and down. So we're still pressing the fingertips away from the shoulders, but we're not moving the shoulders forward. One more time, inhale, lift. Exhale, bend, let the chin come down a little bit. Inhale, lift. And then exhale, release out and down. Inhale, lift up again. This time we'll exhale out to a T. Let's wring our shoulders out a little bit here. So as we inhale, we're going to wrap the right thumb towards the earth and the left pinky. And then exhale, turn the chin towards the left shoulder. Inhale, left thumb comes all the way over and down. Right pinky guides to the sky. Exhale, chin to the right shoulder. So as we inhale, we turn the hands. And then as we exhale, we turn the chin. Inhale, reverse the other way. Exhale, turn the chin. Inhale, one more round. Exhale, chin to shoulder. Inhale, last time. Exhale, turning to the right. Inhale, turn both palms forward and reach long through your fingertips. Open your heart to the sky. And then as we exhale, we're going to wrap right arm over left. Fingertips come around the shoulders. Elbows are stacked as best you can. Inhale, lift the elbows just a little bit. And then exhale, press them forward and then start to let them fall towards the earth. Tuck the chin down and breathe into the space between the shoulder blades and the spine. Ujjayi breath. Next inhale, release and open out to the sides again. And then exhale, we're bringing left arm over right this time. Wrap your fingers around your shoulders. Elbows are stacked. Inhale, lift just a little bit. And then exhale, let the arms come against the chest. Bow the chin. Breathe into the back side of the body. Next inhale, we'll open up again. And then exhale, we're bringing the fingertips to the shoulders. So go ahead and make some circles here. You can start in any direction you want. You can make big circles or little circles or both. A combination. fast or slow, whatever feels good for you in this moment. And then after a few in one direction, then change directions. Feel those shoulder blades move around. Feel the collarbones even shift ever so slightly. And then as we inhale next, we'll reach the fingertips to the sky, press the palms, and then exhale, release out and down. Let's just do a couple of arm lifts here. Inhale, lifting. Exhale, releasing out and down. Fingertips can follow, eyes can follow the fingertips. Inhale, lift. Exhale, release out and down. Let's do one more. Inhale, lift. Exhale, out and down. Bring your hands to the fronts of your knees, and we'll start with some hip circling. As we inhale, we're moving the heart forward. Lift the chin, feel that throat space expand. As we exhale, we're gonna move to the left and then back, pressing the belly towards the spine. Inhale to the right side and forward, opening the throat. And then exhale, moving back around. Inhale, right. Forward, exhale, left, back. One more, this direction. Inhale, right, forward. Exhale, left, back. Now we'll inhale, left and forward. Exhale, right and back. Inhale, left and forward. Exhale, right and back. One more. Inhale, left, forward. Reach that chin towards the front of the mat, and then exhale back. And then inhale back to neutral. Okay, Baddha Konasana. It's cobbler pose. Soles of the feet come together. Heels are pressed. Interlace around the toes or grip your ankles. And then we'll start some butterflies. Of course, make sure you've got a foundation, a nice solid foundation. If it's shifted a little bit through our movement, find those sit bones, press them into the earth. Root yourself down for stability. Continue pressing the sit bones down. See if you can draw your belly button forward a little bit. Let your shoulder blades move down your back and lift your heart to the sky. Ears should be floating away from the shoulders. And you can even lift the chin up a little bit here. Feel that throat space continue to expand with your Ujjayi breath. You can even hum on your exhale through this entire practice if you want. Really awakening Vishuddha, the throat chakra. If you have like pain in your neck, sometimes you can consider it a sign that you've got some blockages in this energy center. Maybe you're not saying something that needs to be said. Maybe you're experiencing a literal pain in the neck. Your hum can be any pitch too. There's no right or wrong sound to make. All right, pause your legs, lift your heart and your crown as you inhale, and then exhale. We're gonna move the chin forward. So chin is traveling forward so we can further open and stretch that space. Heart is moving forward. Just come out as far as you can without collapsing down. So we're not shutting off the heart space. We're not shutting off the throat. So don't bring your chin down. Don't wrap your shoulders around your heart. Instead, move those spaces forward. Hug the shoulder blades towards the spine. And then we'll inhale, lift tall. Exhale, extend the feet out in front. Move the flesh again, finding Dandasana, seated staff pose. Palms are next to the hips. Roll the shoulders back and down. Heels travel forward. All 10 toes are up. So you can see my toes there. And then we'll lift the crown of the head, root the sit bones, and breathe here. Humming as we exhale. Come up onto your fingerprints, tiger pause as we inhale next, and then exhale, soft bend in the knees as you guide the heart towards the feet. Paschimottanasana. Just letting the back side of the body expand here. Bowing the head is optional. If it feels okay, go for it. Just letting the body stretch on the west side from heels to crown. And then inhale, lifting up. Exhale, let's come on to tabletop pose now. So finding your foundation again. Remember, we root in the hook shape of our hands from the tip of the index finger to the tip of the thumb. Most of our weight residing there. Knees are under hips, tops of the feet, pressing down as firmly as you can. So foundation is the hands, the knees, the shins, the tops of the feet. Guide the shoulder blades down the back. Pull the belly in a little bit. Tailbone shoots towards the heels to neutralize the spine. Nice long spine here. We're going to take one full neck circle. When you do full neck circles and you don't do them regularly, you only want to do them in tabletop position for safety. So drop the crown of the head towards the earth. And then as you inhale, left ear comes towards the left shoulder, and then we lift the crown of the head up, moving the right ear towards the right shoulder before releasing the crown down. Take one in the opposite direction then. And then draw the crown forward to neutralize again. Inhale, I want you to take your belly down. So we're moving into cow pose on our inhale, and we're gonna hold it here. Tailbone is lifting, sit bones are moving away from each other. Shoulder blades still guiding down the back, and heart and crown are lifting, and the throat is open as we exhale. Hold it here as you breathe in and out. And then let's take a cat pose as well. So inhaling on the movement again, rounding the spine towards the sky. Draw the tailbone down, draw the sit bones towards the backs of the thighs, and let the crown fall towards the earth. If you need to, you can even move your hands back a little bit to make your cat pose a little taller. And now breathe here. Really let that head hang down. If it feels okay, you can gently shake the head like you're saying no. Ever so slightly. Remember, if it doesn't feel okay, don't do it. Let's move back into cow pose. So inhale, belly is coming down, tailbone lifts, heart forward, eyes to the sky. As we exhale, lion's breath. So mouth open, tongue out, eyes casting way, way up. Inhale again. Lion's breath out. One more. I know it looks silly, don't care. Inhale, finding neutral tabletop pose. Exhale, walk just your hands forward so hips stay over knees. And then as we exhale, bow the head and start to sink the heart down, so finding puppy pose. Anahatasana, heart is guiding towards the earth, forehead is coming towards the earth too, but ears are between the biceps. If you can't quite reach the mat, that's okay. Just keep your ears between the arms. And breathe. Don't forget to breathe. And then with the next inhale, we'll start to rise away from the mat. Walk the hands back just a little bit, keeping them still out in front of the shoulders as you exhale. Chakra, we inhale the shoulders over the wrists, rooting in that hug shape of our hands. Press the heart through, move the chin forward, gazes to the sky. Don't let those hips release to the mat. We're not in a wonky cobra. Exhale, pull the belly in, press into the hands to push the hips back towards the heels, and then we find ourselves in child's pose, bowing the head once again. If it doesn't reach the mat, keep the ears between the arms. And then we start to flow, inhaling the heart coming forward, pressing through, lifting the chin, keeping the hips aligned, and then exhale, pull the belly in, push the hips to the heels, bow the head down. Inhaling forward, Letting the spine really undulate here. Exhale, moving back. Hips to heels, head bowing down. Keep going, inhaling on the heart traveling forward and exhaling as the hips move back. Let the breath be your guide here. Ujjayi breath. Even humming if you'd like. One more. Meeting in child's pose, pausing. Take a moment if you want to release the elbows down. Make some wrist circles, open and close the fists. Stretch the palms towards the forearms if you want. Then extend the fingers forward towards the front of the mat as the hips move closer to the heels. Bow the head down. Let the belly rest on the thighs. Breathe, child's pose. Next inhale, we're moving forward again. Heart drawing through, curl the toes this time. Exhale, pressing back, downward facing dog. Pedal out, make some space here in your heels, your calves, your hamstrings, your hips. Breathing those slow, deep breaths, Ujjayi. Do what you need to do here in your dog pose. If you need to find stillness, if you need to keep pumping the legs, if you need to add a little side stretch or lift and lower the heels, and take your knees whenever you need to do that. It's okay. Make sure you're rooting in that hug shape of the hands. Remember, save the wrists some of their fatigue by really pressing in that space under the bottom index finger knuckle. Another breath in and out here. Lift the tailbone tall, move the heels closer to the earth, release the crown of the head down. And as you exhale next, make your way then to the top of your mat. And we'll set up Tadasana feet, so a new foundation for us. Spread your toes out wide. Bring your big toes close, but make sure there's a couple inches of space between your heels. Press beneath the first and last toe knuckle. And in the center of each heel, and then imagine that doming in the center of your arches. So we've got our feet nicely rooted here. Slide your hands up your shins, or if you have a block or a box or a bolster that you can set your hands on in front of your toes, we're gonna inhale and lengthen out the spine again. So we're looking for a long, straight, flat spine as much as we can. Our tailbone shoots backwards, our inner thighs are spiraling back, and the heart and the crown travel forward. Gaze is straight down, neck is long. Ardha Uttanasana, breathe in and out here. And then as we exhale next, pull the belly in, release the crown down, and fold in half, Uttanasana. Nod your head like you're saying yes. Really squeeze the chin against the chest or the bottom of the throat. Slide the hands up the shins again. Let's take another Ardha Uttanasana on the inhale, making the spine and the neck long, crown forward. And then exhale, releasing, folding again. Soft bend in the knees is always okay. Let's take a deeper bend now. As we inhale, we're gonna rise all the way to stand. Coming all the way up. Exhale, bring the hands to the heart. Finding Tadasana here now. So we'll move the knees up, lift the kneecaps. Let the tailbone cast towards the earth. Pull the low belly in. Float the ribs away from the hips. Place your hands on your collarbones. Roll the shoulders back and down, and then draw the collarbones away from the sternum. Release the fingertips to the earth. Guide the crown of the head towards the sky. Maybe readjust. Sometimes when we open our hearts, we have a tendency to let our bellies pop out a little bit. Pull the low belly back in. Rise tall through the crown. Breathe, breathe, breathe. Tadasana, mountain pose. Remember our foundational pose, our standing pose of all standing poses. We're going to start to flow here. First, half moon pose, Ardha Chandrasana. Inhale, float the hands overhead. Hook the thumbs, spread the fingers out wide. Exhale, lift the left pinky up and over as you arch to the right. Keep the shoulders in line with the hips. Inhale, tall. Exhale, right pinky reaches up and over to the left. Let's take one more on each side. Inhale, tall. Exhale, left pinky reaches up and over. Maybe gazing under the left arm. Inhale, tall one more time. Exhale, right pinky reaches up and over. Gaze under the right arm. Inhale, tall. Exhale, let's start with some Surya Namaskar A, sun salutation. Exhale, fold. Inhale, come up halfway, hands are on the shins, spine is flat and long. And then as we exhale, we're gonna step back to plank pose. Take a full breath here in plank. And then exhale, chaturanga all the way to the belly. So coming all the way down. Remember, whenever you take plank pose, you can always come to your knees. As you inhale, next, little cobra. So slide the shoulder blades down, press into the hands and lift up just a little bit. Exhale, release down and move to downward facing dog. Take a full breath here in dog. Full breath in, and then exhale, walk to the top of your mat. Slide your hands up your shins, nice long spine again. Half lift, exhale, fold in half. Press into your feet and inhale, rise up tall, lifting your fingertips to the sky. Press your palms and exhale, bring them back to the heart space. So let's go again, a few more sun salutations. A, inhale, lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, coming up halfway, hands are on the shins, spine is long and flat. Exhale, fold in half. I'm sorry, step back to plank. Take a full breath in plank. And then exhale, chaturanga to the belly. Inhale, lifting the heart up just a little bit, little cobra. I see you. Exhale, pressing back to down dog. Full breath, inhale. Exhale, walk to the top of your mat. Inhale, half lift, spine is long. Exhale, forward fold. Root down and rise. Inhale, lift, 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 lift. Press the palms and exhale to the heart. Let's go one more time. Inhale, lift the fingers to the sky. Exhale, fold in half. Inhale, hands are on the shins. Heart and crown are forward. Spine is flat and long. Exhale, step back to plank pose. Take your knees if you need it. Inhale here. And then exhale, chaturanga to the belly. Release the toes. Inhale, find your little cobra. Exhale, release, and travel back to downward facing dog. Take a full breath in. And as you exhale, make your way to the top of the mat. Inhale, a half lift. Exhale, fold and nod your head like you're saying yes. Press into your feet. Bend your knees and inhale, lifting tall. Exhale, hands to the heart. We're gonna do some classic suns, but a modified version. So if you've done classic sun salutation before, it'll feel familiar, but it's a little bit different. If you've never done before, just follow along. So we're gonna inhale and lift the arms. Exhale, fold in half. Step your left foot back. And drop your knee. Release your toes. And we're gonna inhale, we're doing just like a little pulse in our lunge here. So inhale, sort of come back. Exhale, press forward. Inhale, back. Exhale, forward. So we don't want the right knee to come very far over or past the right ankle. So just come up and out a little bit with your inhale. And as you exhale, release the hips down more than pressing the knee far over or in front of the ankle. So we're really working on just expanding the psoas. And the external rotators on the outside of the right hip. Hopefully you're feeling it there too. You can press your fingertips down, maybe your palms can reach, or you can always come up on the fingertips or keep your hands on your right knee. Maybe you're not quite reaching the mat, and that's okay. Whatever is most accessible for you. Now we'll keep that right knee over the right ankle. Top of the left foot is pressing down. Imagine your inner thighs drawing towards each other. Press into your front big toe, and as you inhale, reach the hands overhead, Anjaneyasana. And then as you exhale, release the hands back down to the mat and step your right foot back to downward facing dog. Inhale, come to your knees. Exhale, shift your hips back and lower your heart and your head. As you inhale, then release your toes, but float your hands back, and we're actually going to take locust. So we inhale, lift the toes and the heart away from the mat. You can keep the hands pressed down. As we exhale, then release. And let's just take one more locust here. So inhale, pelvis is pressing down. Heart and toes and head are lifting. And then exhale, release again, and press back into downward facing dog. Go nice and slow. No need to rush. Inhale, float your right foot up. Alternately, you can drop your left knee, because what we're gonna do is step the right foot forward on our exhale. So as you inhale, either float the right foot up or drop the left knee. Exhale, right foot steps forward. And we're going to lunge again. But this time, after our first lunge, we're gonna inhale and travel back to half monkey. So left hip comes over left knee. Right hip draws back. And we're gonna stay here. Again, you can start to sort of pulse. If that feels good, sort of soft bending in the right knee, and then gently drawing the right hip back, bowing towards the right thigh. Or if it's better for you to just hold and release, that's an option too. But I want to make sure that you're breathing slow and deep breaths, Ujjayi breath. And you can even slowly sort of shake your head like you're saying no here, if that feels okay. And then as we inhale, we're going to move the right knee forward. And exhale, lunge forward here. Anjaneyasana before we come back to the top of the mat. So inner thighs pull together. Inhale, lift the fingers. And then exhale, release out. and down, and step the left foot up. Root and rise, lifting all the way up here. And then exhale, hands to the heart. So we're gonna do the same thing on the left side. Inhale, lift. Exhale, fold. Right foot is stepping back. Drop your knee and begin your pulses here. So just inhaling a little bit back and then exhaling, lunging forward. Feeling the right psoas open up for us this time. Left external rotators. Stimulating the descending colon on the left side of the body as you press your belly against your left thigh with your exhale. This one will hold. So remember, the left knee is over the left ankle as much as possible. Press that left big toe down. Draw the inner thighs together. And as you inhale now, sweep the hands up. Anjaneyasana. And then exhale, release them back down to the mat. Step your left foot back to down dog. All right, inhale, come to your knees, shifting your hips back a little bit. Exhale, lower your chest and chin towards the mat. Inhale, release your hips and toes, float your hands back, and lift into locust. So entire pelvis, tops of the hands pressing down, heart and toes lifting, crown lifting. You can gaze down or straight at the front edge of your mat. Release down. Next, inhale, take another locust. Inhale, lifting. Exhale, bring the hands forward. Slowly transitioning back to downward facing dog. We're gonna step the left foot forward so you can either drop your right knee as you inhale, or you can lift your left foot. And then as you exhale, step your left foot through your hands, drop your back knee. We're transitioning to half monkey again. So on the inhale, walk the right hip over the right knee, and find whatever works best for you on this side. It might be a little different from your other side. So whether it's just a little pulsing to open the left hamstring, or it's more of a forward and back motion, or if it's just holding half monkey pose. Again, no right or wrong, totally dependent on what the left side of your body needs in this moment. As long as you're still breathing. Again, if it feels good, you can sort of gently shake your head like you're saying no. If you want to still add the humming on the exhale. And then we're going to inhale, begin to walk forward. Rooting down. As you exhale, left knee is over left ankle, left big toe presses into the earth. Next, inhale, Anjaneyasana. And then exhale, release the hands back to the mat. Step your right foot forward. Root down and rise tall here. Feel all that space we just created in the body. And exhale, bring your hands to your heart. Inhale, lift tall again. Exhale, fold in half. Step both feet back this time to plank pose. Remember, you can always drop your knees if you need to. Root in the hook shape of your hands. Move your heart and turn your biceps forward. Pull your heels back. Kneecaps are lifted. So legs are completely engaged here. Pull your belly to your spine. Move your butt down a little bit. And breathe. 2 more big breaths in and out. Even lion's breath here. One more breath in. And then we chaturanga on our exhale, coming all the way to the belly. Don't move your hands. Hopefully the wrists are right under the shoulders. I'll scoot back a little bit here. And we can only adjust the lower body, or we only need to adjust the lower body rather. So lift each leg one at a time. Stretch your toes back a little further. Lift your kneecaps, press the tops of the feet down. Walk the tops or the fronts of your thighs towards each other. So we've got cobra legs. Hug your elbows against your ribs. Slide your shoulder blades down your back. Lift your heart. Inhale, cobra pose, Bhujangasana. Exhale, move your heart forward and lower down. Let's do 2 more cobra lifts. Inhale, drawing heart up. Exhale, releasing forward and down. 1 more, inhale. Exhale, release. Turn your cheek to one side and rest. Reach your fingers towards the back of the mat, so palms face up. Let the whole body really rest here. Just release into the earth. Turn to the other cheek and rest. And now we'll do some more locust lifts. So turn your face towards the earth and gaze straight down. We want a nice long neck. The fingers and toes are reaching back. The entire pelvic girdle is our foundation here. So make sure you're rooting firmly, pressing your pelvis into the mat. Slide your shoulder blades down your back. Lift your heart first, gazing out at the front edge of your mat or straight down, and then float the fingers and toes up just a little bit. Inner thighs really need to spiral up towards the earth. So if you need to walk the fronts of your thighs in a little bit, that's okay, do that. It releases the low back. You do not want pinching in the low back. If you experience that, release and reset. So here we go. Inhale, lift the heart, float the fingers and toes up just a little bit and reach them back. Not going for height, we're going for length. So fingers and toes reach away from the heart travels forward, throat is open. Exhale, hold. Let's start the hum. Inhale and exhale. One more. And lower down. Turn your cheek to one side and rest. Okay, face center. Tops of the thighs walk in towards one another. Pelvis is grounded. Let's do 3 more breaths. Inhale, lift the heart. Float the fingers and toes up and back. Exhale, hum. Inhale. One more. Turn your cheek to the other side and rest. So locust is a great pose for countering the effects of sitting all day. And I don't know about you guys, but I am sitting way more than normal. So practice locust as much as you can. It's excellent for strengthening the back of the body and keeping that west side healthy. All right, let's come up to our knees. Make it slow. If you need to stop in tabletop for a moment, check in with the lumbar spine rather. Shake your tail, wag your tail a little bit, maybe a little mini cat-cow, maybe a little forward and back, and eventually making your way to Vajrasana, thunderbolt pose. So we can find Parigasana gait. So knees are directly under the hips. We want to step the right foot out and set up our alignment. So left knee, left hip, left shoulder, right here. The lower left leg is pressing down, part of your foundation. Right ankle should be on that front plane with the right knee. Slide the foot away, toes can turn in, point out, lift. It doesn't matter, whatever feels right for you. Right hand is on the thigh, left hand is reaching to the sky as we inhale. Stretch it up there, nice and long. And then as we exhale, bring the hand overhead, reaching towards the right ankle. Inhale, lift. Exhale to the right. Inhale, lift. Exhale to the right. And then inhale, come up tall. One more exhale, we're gonna close the gate. So we're actually turning towards the right leg a little bit and bringing the left hand down. Inhale, back to center, draw the right knee in. Set up for the other side. So right knee, right hip, right shoulder, left foot steps out, alignment on the front plane, slide the foot away, whatever your foot looks like is fine. Float the right hand up as you inhale, reach it tall. Exhale, casting to the left side of the room. Inhale, lift. Exhale to the left. One more of those. Inhale, float it up. Turn to the left a little bit and exhale, close the gate. Inhale, float the right hand up. Exhale, draw the left knee back in. So doing a couple of camels, like modified camel or dynamic camel now. You can keep the tops of your feet pressing flat into the mat, or you can curl your toes under, but you want to walk back onto them a little bit, getting onto the ball mounds as much as you can. So we'll start by lifting the right hand as we inhale, and then exhale, bring it around and down. Inhale, lift the left hand up, up, up. Exhale, back and down. So I'm going to show you a couple modifications for this. Let's inhale both hands up. And as we exhale, bring the hands behind the heart and down. Now you can stack the left hand and then the right hand on the sacrum. You could make fists and bring them to the upper butt space, backs of the hips, closer to the spine, and thumbs point up. You can interlace the hands and take your modified camel this way. Or if you want to try to reach for the heels with your hands, you have that option as well. So let's do it all together now. Inhale, lift the hands. Exhale, take your modification, your adjustment for it. And then once you're there, try lifting your heart, drawing your shoulder blades a little closer to your spine, and opening up your throat. And breathing, breathing, breathing. Hips are pressing forward. And then as we slowly start to lift with our next inhale, drawing the belly back and the crown forward, and then we exhale, release. Make your way down to your hands. Pause again in tabletop, adjusting for that lumbar spine. If you need to wag your tail or a little mini cat-cow, make sure your toes are released, and then we'll slowly start to guide towards Balasana, Child's Pose. So if you want to bring the big toes together and separate the knees a little bit for wide-legged Child's Pose, that's fine. Just make sure it doesn't cause any pinching or tension in the low back. If so, come to regular Child's Pose. You can release your fingers towards the back of the mat, resting the shoulders on the knees as well. If your head doesn't quite reach the mat, place a pillow or a block or some kind of cushion or box under your head. We're going to wrap our hands around the heels now. So just move your fingers to catch the soles of the heels. Moving to rabbit pose, we're going to start to lift the hips. And what we want to do essentially is press the crown of the head into the mat. So we lift the hips to roll over the crown of the head and then keep it pressing down. Arms are long, gazing through the center of the knees, the space between the knees, or keeping the eyes closed. Breathing here in rabbit. And then release the hips down. Release the arms forward. Press the palms together and guide them over the back of the head. And then release the hands. We're gonna find our way to our seats. So just making your way to a seated position. Legs are going to be extended out in front, finding the sit bones. Back seam of the legs is rooting. 10 toes are up, palms are next to the hips. We'll find another Dandasana here. Roll the shoulders back and down. Root and rise, lifting the heart and the crown. Chin is parallel with the earth. Breathe, breathe, breathe. Release the arms, bend the right leg. We'll cross the right foot over the left knee. If that's not accessible for you, that's okay. Just keep the right foot pressing down on the inside of the left knee or thigh. If you can cross over, great. If you can move your left heel to come outside of your right hip, that's fine too. But it's just a modification. You don't need to do it. If by doing that it causes you to come off of one of your sit bones, then you need to keep your legs straight because we really want to stay grounded in our foundation here. So move your right hand behind your right hip. Float your left hand up as you inhale. Reach those fingertips tall. As you exhale, then bring the elbow to the top of the right knee, to the inside of the right knee. Now we're going to extend through the spine again, which is why it's important to keep those sit bones rooted. Inhale, lift the crown tall. Exhale, pull the belly in, and then start to turn to the back of the mat. Guiding the chin towards the right shoulder. And breathing, breathing, breathing. As we inhale then, bring the head back first. Bend the shoulders and the belly. Exhale, unwind the legs. We'll do the other side now. So left knee bends. Cross it over the left leg, or the right leg, sorry. Left foot over the right leg. And then if you can, bring the right heel towards the left hip. Keeping both sit bones rooted. Left hand comes behind. Right fingers reach the sky as you inhale. And then as you exhale, knee to the inside of, elbow to the inside of the left knee. I know what I'm trying to say. So do you guys. All right, lengthening the spine again as we inhale, crown tall, sit bones down. And as we exhale, belly pulls in first. Protect your spine, and then gaze over your left shoulder. Breathe, 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 breathe. And then we'll inhale, moving the chin first, and then the shoulders, and then the belly. Exhale, legs out in front again. Move the flesh, press the sit bones in, heels are traveling forward. Paschimottanasana, seated forward fold. You can absolutely have a soft bend in your knees here. Remember, spare your low back. It's the only one you get, so don't do anything that puts it at risk. Inhale, float the fingers tall, root the sit bones down, lift the chin, and then as you exhale, cast the hands and the heart forward, coming into a forward fold. Find grounding for your hands, whether you tuck them under your knees, your calves, grip your ankles, 2 fingers around the big toes. Don't force the heart forward, but instead find out wherever it is that you stop folding and then ground your hands to help stabilize you there. Don't force yourself deeper. You don't need to do that. If you want to pulse with the breath a little bit in and out, that's totally an option if it feels right for you. Bowing the head as well, if it doesn't cause havoc in the spine or the neck, bow the head down deeply. Ujjayi breath. And we'll even do another hum here if you want. Maybe try different tones. Maybe try a high one and a low one. Again, there's no right or wrong. This life, it's just a big school. We learn all we can while we're here. We experience all it has to offer. And we speak our truth. And we listen and trust our inner voice. Okay, as you inhale, next slowly start to rise up. Move the hands behind as you exhale. Reverse plank just one time, or you can do reverse tabletop. So slight bend in the knees, press the toes down. Or if you want to do table, bring them in a little closer, the heels in a little closer. And then as we inhale next, press the hips to the sky, the heart to the sky, the shoulder blades hug the spine, and then we release the head back. Or if you're in table, then the ankles are under the knees and the hips are pushing up. And then release it down. Come onto your back, nice and slow. And we're gonna find our way to halasana or plow pose. So as you're lowering down, draw your hands close to your hips. Palms are down. Maybe rock left and right a little bit to really move those hands under the butt. Now, plow pose is the preparatory pose for shoulder stand. So that's what we're ultimately moving towards. If you don't want to do that, that's okay. You don't have to do any of it. Find maybe some of the poses that you like to take before Shavasana, like a reclined cobbler or reverse cobbler, or you can do alternate knee to chest if you like that better, or Apanasana, knee to chest pose. But we're gonna kick the feet up and over the head, moving towards shoulder stand. Now, once you're in that pose, make sure you don't move your head. You don't want to tilt your head left or right because it can really hurt your neck when your feet are over your head. So be mindful of that, okay? So we're gonna kick the feet up and move them all the way over. Press the palms down. Now, if your toes don't touch the earth, that's okay. It takes a long time to get to this point. But we wanna try to move the hips as much towards the shoulders to being over the shoulders as possible. And if you are sort of just hanging your feet over this way, now is the time to move your hands to your low back before you start to lift your feet to the sky. So once you're in plow pose, bring your hands to your low back, try to walk your elbows in a little bit, and then when you're ready, toes reach up to the sky. If this is too much pressure on your neck, that's okay, it's understandable, just come out of the pose. If you want to try to put some cushioning under the shoulders to relieve some of the strain in the neck, because it is shoulder stand. I mean, we really shouldn't be on our neck at all, but it's a really hard adjustment to make once you're up. So one thing you can do is sort of roll up the edge of your mat if you want to try that, and coming back up into the pose. The mat edge should be rolled up under the shoulders, not under the neck. So be mindful of where you put it. I wish I was there to help you and make adjustments for you, but this is the best we can do. So if you want to try for shoulder stand, go for it. If not, it's okay. You know you have other options. You can take more twists. You can do a banana stretch or a Supta Ardha Chandrasana on the mat. Yeah, lots of little options. You could do happy baby because we did spend a little time opening hips. So if you're in shoulder stand, you want to play with your legs a little bit, that's fun. You can make V legs, You can flex and point your feet. You can make ankle circles. You can bring the soles of the feet together. I'm a big fan of shoulder stand. You can bicycle your legs. All right, when we're ready to come out then, we bend the knees, bringing them towards the ears. Then release the hands and let the spine lengthen out on the mat. Bring the legs down. And then we counter pose shoulder stand with fish pose. So lift up enough so that you can bring your elbows under the body. Palms are still flat, thumbs are next to the hips. And we want to sort of point the toes and draw the heart to the sky as we release the head back. If your head does not touch the mat, again, that's okay. Just don't compromise the neck. If it's really uncomfortable, then just keep the neck neutral. And then walk the elbows away as you lower the spine down. Bring the arms next to the body. And we'll set up for Shavasana. If you want to take a Supta Baddha Konasana here, a reclined cobbler pose, bring the soles of the feet together. Let the knees fall open. If you're having that twitchiness or any gripping in the low back, do the reverse cobbler. So feet are wider than the hips and the knees fall in. And just rest there a moment. Before moving into Shavasana, walk the shoulder blades towards the spine and down the back. Turn the palms to the sky. Let the fingers curl naturally. Legs are extended, or they could be bent or kept in one of the cobbler positions, whatever's comfortable for you. And allow the face to be soft. Remove the tongue from the roof of the mouth and relax the jaw. Let the edges of the mouth, the corners of the mouth, curl up towards the eyes a little bit. Bring your awareness one more time to that throat space. Vishuddha. Vishuddha means purity. We did a lot of opening, releasing, and energizing of this space. We created a lot of noise within it. But remember, it is also nurtured by silence. The energy of Vishuddha is one of language, not emotions. And when it's open, the ideas and hopes and dreams that come from Ajna chakra, the third eye, the space of the mind, the consciousness, the ideas and hopes and the dreams that come from this space are then taken to heart through Vishuddha. So, breathe into that space one more time. And as that breath passes through your nose, through your throat, allow it then to travel into your heart space. And feel a fullness there, an opening. Think of ideas and hopes and dreams that you can fill that space with. definitely make sure that you add some gratitude for this physical vessel, for everything. Surrender to just having gratitude. It makes our travels easier, lighter, more fulfilling. Let the belly be soft. Release tension or gripping through the hips, letting them melt into the mat. Arms and legs are heavy. Body is cradled by the earth, so release, relax, and rest now. Stay here in Shavasana as long as you need to. And when you're ready to awaken and come to your seat, know that you are in my heart. And I'm grateful for you spending this last hour and 15 minutes with me practicing. And that the light in me honors the light in each of you. Kind thoughts, kind words, kind intentions. Namaste. And much love.